In this video, I will be going over plushies Sanshee should make, as well as plushies that Sanshee should remake. Basically, all their FNaF 1 plushies. Sanshee is going to be making some cool stuff in 2024, which undoubtedly will include Sun and Moon, as well as Glamrock Bonnie. But I want to go over some other stuff that's a little more unknown, and again, them remaking their old plushies, since, in my opinion, they're kinda overrated. The first one Sanshee should remake is Freddy Fazbear. So here is a little drawn mock-up of what a Sanshee Freddy remake could look like. First of all, I would like the limbs to be more poofier than a little small and pathetic, similar to the Franco Freddy. Next up, the ears. I don't want them to be flat, because that's not how they are. They have volume. Next up, the hat, bow tie, nose, and the eyebrows. I would also want them to be made out of like a fake leather material, or whatever material Glamrock Freddy's hat and bow tie is made out of. Mainly because of whatever the hell this is supposed to be. I don't know what the hell that is. It kind of looks like this, as well as leather. Leave your thoughts on whatever the hell this is supposed to be in the comments, but ideally it would be made out of like some leather, or whatever this is. I'd also want his bow tie to be generally just more accurate, and him to have the Franco Freddy hat, as well as the ears of like modern Funko plushies, since these like more rounded ones just are not accurate. Next up, of course, is Bonnie. So Bonnie has he's a pretty good plush. However, I think he could be better. Going over similarities, I'd like him to have a much poofier limbs, as well as ears with volume, and a better bow tie. I didn't mention this was Freddy, but glossy eyes, plastic, whatever. All the plushies have this, and these remakes should have them too. Also, his colors. Bonnie's colors are pretty controversial, but I based my illustration on the behind-the-scenes whatever images, anniversary photos. Again, leather nose and bow tie, because to replicate whatever this is supposed to be. Next up is Mr. the Cupcake and Chica. Again, just general more accuracies, colors, head shape. Now the big thing I would change would be one, the bow tie. Have it be embroidered, not printed. And if you're going to print it, at least make it a little more accurate. And her body. Her arm is supposed to be pointing out, while her other leg is supposed to be going outwards. I actually made an edit of this, of what it could look like. The other big change would be the Cupcake. I would not make this plush. Rather a plastic accessory. I know that might sound a little iffy, but I think that would be more better. First of all, we have a super accurate model, the Cupcake, Plush Cupcake, quote unquote, and also the Cupcake is like generally like a shiny prop thing, and I don't think this really translates well. That's all my reasoning. If they can get this to look like this, then I wouldn't have a plastic accessory, but like I feel like this would be more accurate. Her beak won't be plastic. I was kind of iffy on it, but I think it would be just better not to have it be plastic. So it should be darker. It's just not the same. Next is somewhat loved Foxy. So Foxy would be pretty simple. This is probably my worst drawing. Please bully me, as I suck. I would change the head shape to be generally just more accurate to what Foxy's head shape actually is, instead of what the plush looks like. His ears should cave in. I don't know how they would do this on a plush, but they should be. And also his teeth. So pretty much most merch companies just give him like a orange tooth for some reason. Though ever since with the Glamrocks, I feel like the teeth, the yellow tooth, should be like a nice shiny, whatever color, a shiny material with it being yellow, instead of like orange, how it usually is. If they even give it at all. His nose and eye patch would be of the weird Freddy hat, leather material, whatever. Second to last is Golden Freddy. So he would be a pretty similar plush to normal Freddy, although his eyes would be more like discs than like rounded, I guess. His colors would be very light, which it seems as if the real plush actually is, which is good. Speaking of, I bought that plush just like a couple hours before making this video. He generally would be a recolor, but more like weird yellow and flat eyes. He would also not have the white dots. I don't know why Sanshee gave him that. I guess for variation, but I don't know. And the last one is Fredbear. This is the only merch I have of him, as I'm pretty sure this is the only other merch of him, besides like the McFarlane built mini 8-bit thing, as well as the Hex and Sanshee's plush. Now, somewhat like this little McFarlane plush, our Golden Freddy plush would actually have an open mouth, different head, as you can see here. His hat and bow tie would be made out of the same shiny material as Freddy, but more shiny and purple. Opposed to the cheap printed box thing that Hex gave us, the Fredbear little speaker microphone, the walkie-talkie thing, would actually be made out of plastic. The Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Collector's Edition was a thing that came out. It came with a couple exclusive things, one of them being a double-sided sun and moon plushie. I feel like if we get another collector's edition thing, though instead of Security Breach it was just base FNaF 1, the FNaF Core Collection, we could maybe get an exclusive Fredbear, Possessed Fredbear restock. Also, hang on to this idea, because this will come back later. To quickly go over things, I would not have a Circus Baby or Balloon Boy plushies. Those would be more in line with, like, arcade vinyls. And maybe a Funtime Foxy plush. Maybe, I highly doubt she would sell. It's just a recolor Foxy. But, yeah, that's one possibility. And now, going on to plushies that Sanshee should make. And I'm sure you can already hear it. Sun and Moon. So basically, these would be accurate recreations of the in-game Sun and Moon plushies. Similar to how Sanshee already is treating their Security Breach plushies, Sun and Moon would release as a pair. Sun and Moon would have the same high-quality material as the other Glamrocks, including embroidery. Sun would have like a glittery, shiny fabric for his sun rays, similar to as shown in the in-game plushie. And just like this YouTube plush, he'd have bells. Both Sun and Moon would have bells. Given that the in-game Sun and Moon plushies are relatively smaller and skinnier than the base and the normal Glamrock plushies, I imagine they cost a little less. Maybe $35 to $40? I'm not sure. Alright, I spent enough talking about official characters. What if we talk about fan characters? The Fazbear Fanverse initiative was a thing to help create fan creators, mainly of these specific games, let them make freaking their games. That was a horrible explanation. What the hell? Not only did this initiative help creators give them money so they can produce their games, but also it allowed them to make merchandise. From figures to plushies to pins, we got a fair amount. Sanshee specializes in recreating in-game plushies, as you can see. And as you can see here, Candy does have 2 in-game plushies for Sanshee to remake, so it only makes sense. This would also give us our first Cindy merch. She does not exist. So sad. It would basically be the YouTube's plush, but more accurate, of higher quality, just general stuff like that. As previously mentioned, with the Security plushies, alongside Sun and Moon, I imagine Candy and Cindy would be sold as a pair. Candy is the only Fanverse game to have in-game plushies, to my knowledge. There was FNaF Plus, but no. And Flumpies is also non-existent, as well as I don't think that has in-game plushies. Pop Goes could, though I'm not sure if they have in-game plushies, and I highly doubt Ignited Freddy and his friends have in-game plushies. Going back to canon characters would be Glamrock Bonnie and Helpy, with an I. The Helpy plush, with an I, would probably be in the same style to the normal Funko, or just this plush body style, though a little similar to Fat Mojo's Bendy and or Culture Sly's Smiling Critters plushies, specifically their legs that allow them to sit and stand up, which seemingly this Helpy plush can do. Helpy with an I. Thanks to Hope Wanted 2, we do know that the Security Breach plushies are ragdolls, like full-on ragdolls. Their arms can flop around. Unfortunately, only their legs do. So hopefully Glamrock Bonnie would be updated with floppy arms that allow him to flop around. The last two would be Nightmare and Plush Baby. Not to get confused with Nightmarian and Circus Baby. They're different, I guess. These two plushies would be more in the same style as their pre-existing FNaF 1, but as previously mentioned with Helpy, it would have dangly legs. These guys would be sold together and would likely cost the same amount of money as the normal Sanshee plushies, which is $30. No, Nightmare will not have the weird plastic-y or scratchy material, and Baby will not have bells. And with that, almost ends the video. Remember when I told you to keep in mind the collector's editions have exclusive plushies with Fredbear? Well, there is another game with a physical copy, that being Hope Wanted. As previously mentioned, Spring Bonnie would have a body similar to their pre-existing ones, except this one have the dangly legs that can allow them to sit and stand. Although, Funko has released two unique plushies, that being Nightmare Freddy and Nightmare Bonnie. These are basically improved, upgraded re-releases of their pre-existing Nightmare Freddy, Nightmare Bonnie plushies. These are standing. They have, well, instead of being sitting down, their legs are pushed down, which allows them to stand. Given in Hope Wanted 1 we see Spring Bonnie plush in this position most, I feel like it'd be more fitting to have it in that style. I would also have this plush glow in the dark, similar to the Hex puppet plush. In the daytime it would look yellow and accurate, though at night, or just in the dark, it'd glow green. Spring Bonnie would have cute eyelashes, a normal bow tie, as well as flat ears, as the Hope Wanted plushies try to be more realistic to their IRL counterparts, opposed to the in-game counterparts. And with that ends the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, as well as enjoyed my pretty bad artwork, and just general ideas. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!